Tuberculosis is now killing more people worldwide than COVID-19. Black Californians could get $1.2 million each in reparations. Poland will be wealthier than Britain by 2030. Russia's newest game-changing weapon. Sheer weight of electric vehicles could sink our bridges. Death toll from eastern DR Congo floods rises to nearly 400. Ethnic clashes in India's Manipur continue despite army intervention. Tom Cruise salutes Charles III's coronation with Warbird Cameo.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Tuesday, May 9th, and here are your top stories. Top UN officials and health industry leaders are trying to tackle an alarming surge in tuberculosis, which is now killing more people worldwide than COVID-19 or AIDS. Executive Director of the Stop TB Partnership, Dr. Lucia Ditu, said Monday that tuberculosis is the biggest infectious disease killer in the world today, taking the lives of around 4,400 people every day, including 700 children. The UN is preparing for a high-level meeting to tackle the issue in late September during the annual gathering of the world leaders at the UN General Assembly.
Dr. Didiu and WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus voiced their concern in a hearing Monday. A high number of cases in conflict zones, including Ukraine and Sudan, where it's difficult to track down people with the disease and diagnose new sufferers, is particularly alarming. She revealed BioNTech and a few other companies are looking into using mRNA technology for a TB vaccine, which she said would have a big impact in more quickly trying to reduce and end the disease.
Panel set up by California State's Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom approved plans by the Reparations Task Force, set up on the order of the governor, that would provide reparations to Black Californians up to $1.2 million each for decades of racial injustice, including mass incarceration, housing inequality, and health care. One estimate puts the bill for the plan at $500 billion, dwarfing California's annual budget of $296.9 billion, at a time when the state deficit stands at $22.5 billion.
The governor created a 9-person panel to draft the proposal in response to the murder of George Floyd, a black man whom the police killed in 2020. California is the most progressive of several states drawing up plans to compensate black Americans for past inequalities, which include slavery. City councils in Detroit and Amherst, Massachusetts have also drafted similar proposals.
The impoverished image of Poland is out of date. 3 decades of steady growth has wrought a miracle. At 28 years, Poland had boasted the world's longest period of uninterrupted growth. Since the millennium, Poland's real GDP per capita has more than doubled. Adjusted for purchasing parity, GDP per head in Poland is now £28,200, compared with £35,000 in the UK, £34,200 in France, and £39,800 in Germany. At this current trajectory rate, Poland will overtake the UK by 2030.
Warsaw is also using this economic strength to transform the country into a formidable fighting force to guard against the Russian wolf at the door. Warsaw's plan is to double the size of the army to 300,000 soldiers, equipped with the latest Western equipment. Poland has raised its defense spending from 2.5% last year to 4% of GDP this year. This means Poland may well soon possess the largest and best land fighting capabilities of all the European members of NATO.
As the world awaits Ukraine's expected counteroffensive, a Russian fighter jet accidentally dropped a bomb on the Russian frontier city of Belgorod later last month. As such, Ukrainian and Western analysts have suggested that the introduction of the Russian glide bombs could force Kyiv to make last-minute changes to its operational planning. The spokesman for Ukraine's Air Force, Colonel Yuri Inet, told The Telegraph the bombs pose a very serious threat.
The most basic of glide bombs are modified weapons fitted with wings and navigational systems that allow for a flight path to the target to be established. The extra range the gliding technology provides means Russian jets can avoid risky sorties near front lines to fire munitions. Ukrainian intelligence shows that Russia initiates most glide bomb attacks 25 to 30 miles inside its own territory. Ukrainian officials have estimated that Moscow currently launches 20 or more glide bombs per day on the battlefield.
I always needed time on my own, I never thought I could be there.
I take your blessings with your heartaches too. It's so easy and so wonderful to know it's you.
学习，一切从今天开始。Funday 英语。
In the coming years, experts predict that the number of electric vehicles will rapidly expand, with the UK government's most ambitious estimates predicting that 4 in 5 miles driven by 2035 will be by EVs. According to estimates, 79% of van miles and 40% of HEV miles will be electric around the year 2035. However, according to an RAC Foundation study conducted earlier this year, 1 in 20 bridges across the UK were unfit for sustaining the increased weight of EVs. In addition, 1 in 24 UK bridges could not withstand the heaviest vehicle on the roads, mainly lorries.
Director of the RAC Foundation, Steve Gooding, said, "There are more than 3,000 council bridges in Britain that are deemed substandard, meaning they can't carry the heaviest vehicles. Electric vehicles can be up to 33% heavier than the equivalent petrol-propelled vehicle." According to The Telegraph, the heaviest EV in the UK is a General Motors Hummer truck, which weighs 4,111 kilograms. Others have raised concerns that multi-story car parks might collapse if too many electric vehicles are parked on them at the same time.
The death toll from floods and landslides in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo has risen to nearly 400, an administrative official said last Sunday. Heavy rainfall in the Kalanhe region of South Kivu province last Thursday caused rivers to overflow, causing landslides that engulfed 2 villages. At least 394 bodies have been recovered after last week's floods. The provincial government has sent the area relief supplies, which include beans, flour, other food products, tarpaulins, and medicine.
DR Congo is one of the poorest countries in the world and is riddled by corruption and conflict in its east. Last month, torrential downpours caused a landslide which killed around 20 people in North Kivu, a province that neighbors South Kivu. Experts say extreme weather events are happening with increased frequency and intensity due to climate change. Last Saturday, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres offered his condolences to the victims of the catastrophic floods in Rwanda and Dr. Congo.
Violence broke out overnight despite authorities bringing in troops to restore order in Manipur, a remote state in the northeast of India, after ethnic clashes caused the death toll to rise to 54. On May 3rd, a tribal group's protest march turned violent. The protesting mobs proceeded to burn down vehicles, houses, schools, churches, and commercial properties. The provincial government then sent thousands of soldiers to Manipur last Wednesday. Authorities imposed an internet blackout and issued shoot-at-sight orders in extreme cases in an effort to contain the unrest.
India reserves some government jobs, college admissions, and elected seats for communities under the scheduled tribe category as a form of affirmative action to tackle historical structural inequality and discrimination. Last month, the Manipur High Court asked the government to consider the Meitei community's plea and decide on it. The Meitei people, the largest single ethnic group in the state, have been pushing for scheduled tribe status. However, the other recognized tribes in Manipur oppose that move.
In a special cameo video appearance in the King's Coronation concert at Windsor Castle on Sunday night, Pierce Brosnan reveals Charles III was the longest-serving Prince of Wales, who developed a host of action man skills, getting his wings as a fully trained Royal Air Force pilot. Bear Grylls added the king even took on the Royal Marines commando training. Not for the faint-hearted, trust me. And also, Tom Cruise joined them to pay his salutation to the coronation of Charles III.
The Hollywood actor and star of Top Gun appeared in a pre-recorded video during the concert for the newly crowned king and queen, in which he sent a message to the monarch. From his Top Gun Warbird plane in the clouds, the actor said, "Pilot to pilot. Your Majesty, you can be my wingman any time," before saluting and banking off. He was among a number of celebrities who recorded videos for the monarch to be played at the concert, revealing little-known facts about the king's passions and hobbies.
Now let's take a look at the vocabulary of the news of the weight of electric vehicles. Number 1, estimate, 对数量成本等的估计估价. I can give you a rough estimate of the amount of wood you will need. Number 2, withstand, 承受抵住。The materials used have to be able to withstand high temperatures. Number 3, sustain, 支撑承受住。The ice will not sustain your weight. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune in to Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I will see you next time.